If you've been watching the show in recent weeks, you know that I've defended the U.S. Supreme Court from critics on the left who say it's gone so far to the right that the court is now illegitimate. I always say it's totally fair game to criticize particular decisions, as do I. But when you attack the credibility of the entire institution, you cross a dangerous line. It is a road to anarchy. You know who else thinks that is important? Retired Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer, long considered one of the liberals on the court. Last week, I had the honor of speaking with the former justice, who has just written a new book titled Reading the Constitution, Why I Chose Pragmatism, Not Textualism. During our conversation at the Stryker Center in New York City, Justice Breyer addressed the criticism from some on the left that the Supreme Court has become politicized, and even talked about the role politics played in his decision to step down from the High Court in 2022. Was there a reason you stepped down?
Yeah, I was about 83 years old. I was going to have to, I hate to tell you, that is a problem with old age. You get older. But I'm going to have to leave in a year or two anyway, no matter what. And who knows what the world will be like then. Well, and I've been there for quite a long time. Give somebody else a chance. And what I'll be doing the next few years, sitting there, and maybe I should write this book.
Did it matter to you that there was a Democrat in office?
Probably, to some degree. To some degree, every person, whether they're a Democrat or Republican, whether they could be a socialist or they could be whatever they are, whatever their politics are, they have to have confidence in you. They're not saying you have to be completely apolitical, because nobody would believe you are completely 100%. But keep that down. Keep it suppressed.
There are a lot of people who are now convinced that the court is political. What do you think?
I think political is a tough word and not the right word. Are you popular or not popular? That's political. No. In that sense of political, no. It's not there. I haven't seen it in 28 years. You're there to decide the cases under law. Of course, law is not computer science. And it is not that you have like a calculus or something where there are answers to everything absolutely clear. But still, you're not there to put your own views across on how the world ought to be. The book's focus is, again, why you've chosen what you call pragmatism and not textualism. And when people ask about politics in the court, they're saying, I think, a little bit more than what you're suggesting, which is, do the justices, do some of them, decide ahead of time they're going to side with a particular person because of politics and then back into it using the reasoning that will make the most sense? Meaning, some people would say, well, conservatives are supposed to be textualists, and yet they're not when it doesn't suit their particular point of view. And I think that's the concern when people say, is there politics in the court? They're not talking about literally campaigning. They're talking about justices who are potentially trying to help their side and then back into it with reasoning. I can't see into the minds of others, so I don't know that. Yeah. But I can say my experience is not consistent with that. But the 40 years I've served on the bench, I haven't seen that. I can't say that they do that. I don't think they do. And I can draw on my own experience. I can't guarantee nobody ever does that. Right. But that's just not the way it works.
That's good to hear, right? I would hope that we could all join together in saying that's a good thing that he's saying that. And what about the interpersonal dynamics on the Supreme Court? Many believe the conservatives and the liberals are at war. Justice Breyer disputes that notion as well. When you refer to talking to your colleagues, and actually in the dedication in the book, you refer to the justices you worked with all by their first names, except for the chief justices you refer to more formally. And you say here at one point, the members of the current court, I believe, do get along well personally. And that fact will inevitably help to bring them together, at least to a degree, as they develop approaches or methods over the years for reaching decisions in difficult cases. Is it really true that you guys get along that well? I mean, it seems sort of like a political answer, right? Oh, we all get along. It's great. We're all friends. And, you know, is that really true?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, maybe you're not my best friend.
Yeah.
but that's all right. Look, we're professionals. We are professionals, and we have a difficult job. And when you're with a group of professionals, you try to get on with the professionals. And I think that's true whether you're a judge or a lawyer or an architect or whatever it is. Whatever it is, this is part of a serious, it matters to people. And there's no point letting personal differences creep in to decisions that are make a difference to the lives of the people in that area of law whom the area affects.
And, you know, I've talked so much in recent months about my concerns about attacks on the Supreme Court's legitimacy. And one member of the audience was focused on that, too, to Justice Breyer. But I must say the justice's answer left me feeling hopeful that the credibility of the court and the rule of law will endure.
Do you have concerns that in this age of rampant election denialism and misinformation, that society continuing to adhere to the rule of law might be in some serious trouble?
Sure, of course, everybody does. But we've been through tough things. We've had slavery. We've had a civil war. We've had all kinds of things. The only thing I have to go on, really, is the look in the high school students' eyes. And maybe I'm putting it there. I don't know. But when I see the interest, when I see that interest is still there, when I see that interest involves actual work on their part, thought, discussion, finding people who don't agree, I think maybe the country, despite its differences, things will work out all right. I just read about it. Maybe that's overly optimistic, but anyway, that's what I think.
My thanks to Justice Breyer and the Stryker Center for a fantastic evening, for allowing us also to share part of our conversation.